Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're reviewing a movie which I find it really odd reviewing this movie because it's a movie that I've watched several times. Um, I can't put it in my top 10 of favorite movies of all time, but it is definitely a movie that it's one of those. It's like a comfort food of movies. It's a movie that I consider and watch any time of the day, any time of the month. Like I just watched it on Monday night, but I consider and watch it again tonight if I wanted to. I mean, it's that kind of a movie. And I am talking about Congo, as you can see from the title. It's a 1995 science fiction action adventure film based on a novel by Michael Crichton. And Michael Crichton is one of my favorite authors as well. Rest in peace, of course. And like I mentioned, this is a movie which I have watched many times. The first time I watched it was way back in 1995. I think I was about 19 at the time. And a friend of mine and I went to the theaters to watch this film. We enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. And since then, I've seen it several times on cable and a few times on streaming services, just like on Monday. So, on Monday, I really watched it just to actually review this film. So, like I mentioned, I've seen it several times. Yeah, and the movie is, like I mentioned, a science fiction action adventure film based on Michael Crichton's novel of the same name, which is Congo. Directed by Frank Marshall, it stars Laura Linney, Dylan Walsh, Ernie Hudson, Grant Heslov, Joe Don Baker, and Tim Curry. And you've also got a small role by um, uh, Bruce Campbell, as well as Delroy Lindo and Joe Pantoliano. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, and the movie actually got negative reviews at the box and in the critics' reviews, but I don't know why. And it actually performed better at the box office than it was expected. It was made on a budget of about $50 million, and it made $152 million at the box office. And I'm pretty sure quite a bit in DVD and Blu-ray sales. So yeah, it's a movie about the talking gorilla. Well, she's actually not talking. In the movie, Amy is a young female gorilla who's taught sign language, and she's got a really good vocabulary. So when she signs, there's this device that they have fitted to her or to her hand. So when she's signing, it voices out the words that she's signing, and then it forms like a full sentence. So it's almost as if she herself is talking. So the movie starts off with this research team from Travicom, who employs Charles Travis, who's the son of the owner, and his friend Jeffrey. They discover the ruins of a lost city near a volcanic site. They're looking for the rare blue diamonds in the Zaire, Congo region. So they find this place, and then they try to do a follow up with their headquarters, and then Charles goes to find Jeffrey, who's going to get his backpack, and then both of them are seen attacked by something. He finds Jeffrey's eyeball thrown at him, and he's not sure who it is. The camp is completely ruined, and they see something that looks like possibly a gorilla, but it's silver-haired. They didn't get a proper picture. So the owner, what's his name? Travis. He sends. His name is R.B. Travis. He sends his best scientist, which is Dr. Karen Ross, played by Laura Linney, and she's the ex-fiancée of Charles. He sends her to go and find the blue diamonds, and however, she this seems like he's very worried about the loss of his son. So she tells him, and this is very important towards the end. She tells him that if you do not, what is that? Yeah, if I find out for that even one brief moment that you're more worried about the blue diamonds rather than your own son, I will make you regret it. That's what her threat is, basically. Anyway, so the only way that she can actually immediately go is to join a team that's already heading to Zaire. So we have, from the University of California, Berkeley, we have a primatologist named Peter Elliott and his assistant Richard, who have been teaching Amy sign language. And they want to take her back to the jungle because she seems to be getting nightmares, and the only thing that calms her down is painting, and she seems to be painting things that she's seen in the jungle when she was really young. Her mother was killed, so they decide to they bring her to a zoo, and then finally ends up with Peter Elliott. So he's determined to get her back to the jungle, saying that that's the only way she's actually going to be, gorillas in captive it doesn't seem to be working. So he wants to take her back. So their grant is actually given by a Romanian philanthropist. Yeah, Romanian philanthropist called Herkamer Homolka. I can't pronounce the name properly. Herkamer Homolka. That's Tim Curry, and he does a performance. However, he runs short of funds, so basically Karen decides that she's got a lot of money from the company, so she puts in the money for the for the fuel for the plane that will take them there, and all their equipment in exchange for a seat on the excursion. Over there, along with the help of Joe Pantoliano, they get a guide who is played by Ernie Hudson. His name is Captain Monroe Kelly, who is I think he's a former military guy, and he's now a mercenary, and he can lead the group into the jungle. They find after all these, some few adventures, they do find the camp, which is completely destroyed. All the things have been taken away, and they find the lost city of Zidge, which is this mythical place, which Homolko is actually, that's his main interest. He's looking for the diamonds, as is the company Traviscom. So they look for the blue diamonds. They know it can make a lot of money, as well as for Travicom, it's basically the blue diamond can be used for, it's the latest thing in communications. They can use it to perfect lasers or some kind of thing like that. Communication laser. So that's basically what they want it for. When they run into these grey gorillas who were used by, and that's something I find fascinating. So apparently this was King Solomon's mines of the blue diamonds, and the people over there, they interbred with, they had gorillas interbred, and they created the perfect guard animal, and finally they turned on their keepers, and they killed out all the humans. So it's basically ruins, and the mines are still there, and it's being watched over by these grey gorillas, and they will kill anybody who comes to that site. So that's the fight out there actually has to happen. I completely thoroughly am fascinated by the history part of this. It's something which, I can watch, like I said, I can watch it over and over again. I love reading about this stuff, so I find it absolutely fascinating. And in the end, the guide, they have a few people who are helping them, taking the like porters and stuff, to take their equipment into the jungle. Most of the men know how to shoot. They're basically all men who are hired by Monroe, including their leader Kahenga. All of them get killed, including Homolka. The three people who do survive at the end are Karen Ross, Monroe, and Peter. Everybody else is killed. Amy actually saves Peter's life in between, because he is caught by the gorillas and they are circling him, trying to kill him. But she barges in and basically treats him like she was his child. So maternal instinct really works. The gorillas actually get confused, and using that as a diversion, Karen is able to kill off a lot of them, using a gun that is powered by a laser gun that is powered by one of the blue diamonds. And they are able to escape from there just in the nick of time, because there's a huge volcanic eruption. Things go completely haywire. I believe all the grey gorillas do get killed in the end. That's what we are led to believe as well. At the end of the movie, they make their way back to civilization using a hot air balloon. But Amy stays back, and I did feel a little sad about that. I still do feel sad about that when I'm watching it now. She is more at home with some mountain gorillas that are over there, and that's basically her home. So Peter gets to take her back home, to her home, and then he leaves with Karen, Ross, and Monroe. that thus ends the movie. And she joins a gorilla new family that has accepted her. Uh, yeah, thoroughly fascinating story. I don't know, for me it is, and I absolutely enjoy it. Like I mentioned, I've seen this movie several times. I will definitely watch it several more times before the end of my life. And I want to buy the book once again because I believe I lost it in a train journey many, many years ago. I think maybe early 2000s. So I do want to buy the book once again, and I will enjoy reading it. The problem is I don't really read books that much anymore. So the movie, it is for me. Um, I would give this movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. Like I mentioned, thoroughly enjoyable. I don't know why people don't like this movie, or some critics didn't like this movie. I find it absolutely fascinating, and you know, I love it. So yeah, so if you don't like it, screw you. I don't give a damn. This is a thoroughly enjoyable movie from the 1990s, and yeah, watch it. Let me tell you, Amy is adorable also, by the way. So tickle tickle, that's the thing that they do for Amy. I find a lot of those things like hilarious, and the story backline of the King Solomon's Mines and the lost city of Zidge to be absolutely fascinating. So 8 out of 10 for me. Thank you. Good night.